to the Saturday Evening Boom, blowing up the daily news. With our Saturday Evening News co-anchors, Wes Ward, Ernestine King, and our team of award-winning reporters, Connie Change, Robert Daring, Vivica Valiant, Crabby, Crabby Daily, and the Saturday Evening Boom, News Director Bing Bennett. Ladies and gentlemen, blowing up the daily news for you, Wes Ward and Ernestine King.
Good evening. I'm Wes Ward.
And I'm Ernestine King. Here are tonight's top stories.
Ernestine, our top story tonight is on the presidential election. The race is so tight it may come down to just one vote. Our political reporter Vivica Valiant is in Pennsylvania with the story.
Good evening, America. Vivica Valiant here, coming to you live from Allentown, Pennsylvania, where one woman, Agnes Leibowitz, apparently holds the nation's fate in her hands. Agnes is the only remaining undecided voter in the state. Her vote will determine the next president of the United States. Agnes, thank you for speaking with us.
Well, first, can I ask you to get off my lawn?
Oh, you're one of those Clint Eastwood get-off-my-lawn types.
No, I'm not. It's just that you've stepped in a pile of Scooter's dog crap and the smell is god-awful.
Now, Agnes, the entire country wants to know. Who are you leaning toward, Harris or Trump?
Well, I'm leaning toward Trump. Look, I don't know everything, but it seems to me that Kamala Harris isn't exactly...
The brightest bulb in the box?
I was going to go with dumb as a bag of hammers, but I'll go with your bulbs in a box.
But why do you feel this way?
Well, most of the time, she talks like she is reading from one of those posters they hang up in middle schools. Be the change. I mean, what the heck does that mean? Or you can do it. Do what? I don't understand just what it is she wants me to do.
But what about her empowering speeches? Aren't you ready for a new way forward?
New way forward? She just said on national TV she can't think of a thing she would do differently than Biden.
But how about her plan to be a president for all Americans? Surely you can get on board with that.
Well, we're going to need a bigger boat. 10 million illegals have come across our southern border on her watch, and if she is elected, that means at least 10 million more. What's an American anymore? In her mind, if you can find your way here, you're an American.
Yet, here you are, still undecided. Why is that?
Well, here's the thing, ma'am. I am leaning Trump's way, but I can't shake this feeling that if I vote for him, somebody's going to burn my house down. Or I might have to dodge tomatoes at the grocery store for a couple of years. I don't mind that.
But you do realize, don't you, if Trump is elected, it will mean the end of democracy as we know it.
I know. You're definitely with the media. Listen, if it feels like you'd better keep your opinions locked up and your mouth shut in this country, maybe democracy's already dead.
Truly thought-provoking words, folks, from the woman who, within days, will apparently end 248 years of democracy in the United States. This is Vivica Valiant reporting from...
I'm sorry to interrupt. One more thing, Ms. Valiant.
Yes, Agnes, what is it, dear?
You've stepped in it again.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce a very special guest to the Saturday Evening Boom, Mr. Clint Eastwood.
All right, everyone, I want you to listen up. I said listen up. Now, I know what you're thinking, punks. You're thinking Kamala Harris is a dumpster fire, but I can't stand Trump, so I'll vote for her anyway. Now, that would be a big mistake. Would I rather have a bull in a china shop like Trump running this country? Or should I go with Harris, who is as dumb as a box of rocks? Well, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to do this country a favor and vote for Trump. Why? Well, I have under this news desk a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, that will blow your head clean off if you don't. So you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punks?
For those of you who tuned in today for a weather report, you've come to the wrong place. Just go outside and look around you. That's your weather. Today, instead, I want to talk about my favorite subject, our lousy climate. Now, I want you to listen and listen good. The world is getting so damned hot it's about to catch fire. Now, why do you think this is? It's because you are not listening. First, we told you the Earth was experiencing global warming. What did you do? Nothing. Everyone who lives where it's cold said warming was just fine by them. Fine. So we changed the term global warming to climate change to scare you to death. This hasn't worked either because people are so stupid. They think a change of climate means going on a vacation. These people! Oh my God. So this is your last chance. We are now going to call the problem the global climate change warning. If this does not get you to buy an electric car or take a sledgehammer to your gas stove or kill all the cows you can find producing flatulence, well, then nothing will. Just don't blame me when it feels like you're burning in hell. This is Connie Change wishing you a very nice day.
Our next story tonight is the growing war in the Middle East, where the fighting between Israel and the Hezbollah forces in Lebanon is heating up. With me tonight is Robert Daring, our chief war correspondent, who's just returned from the fighting. Robert, how's the fighting going?
It's a hell of a mess over there, Wes. At least that's what I'm told.
What is the word from Israeli forces on the ground?
I don't know. What I've heard came from someone I ran into in a cafe at my hotel in Paris.
Robert, I thought you spent the last 2 weeks embedded with the Israel Defense Force as they fought their way into southern Lebanon.
I've been embedded, all right. I ran into Vivica Valiant at the Eiffel Tower, and the rest, as they say, is history.
So you never thought to go to Lebanon?
You have to be kidding me, Wes. They're shooting live ammunition over there. Missiles, drones, tanks, bombs. It's a hot mess. So I've been watching all the action from the safety of my hotel room in Paris. It has a nice large screen TV. And, like I said, Vivica was around.
So, you're telling me you spent 2 weeks in the wrong place and have nothing new or original to report on war for our viewers?
Wes, war is hell, okay? I'm simply not going to risk my life just so I can bring home 30 seconds of news you can find anywhere else.
Criminy! I don't get paid enough for this. Well, let's just turn things over to our personal advice reporter, Crabby Daily.
Good evening, I'm Crabby Daily. Here is a letter I received this week. Dear Crabby, I'm the one who wrote a few weeks ago complaining about our neighbor's barking dog, which was preventing me from sleeping every night. Our neighbor is never home, so there is no way to complain. You first recommended throwing rocks at the dog, but it turned out it was too quick. It was smart enough to hide behind an air conditioning unit. You then told me to hop over the neighbor's fence at night and kick it under its jawline as hard as possible. It worked. The barking stopped. However, as it turns out, my neighbor is a shut-in. She caught me in the act on camera and called the police. I was arrested and thrown in county jail, charged with trespassing and cruelty to an animal. Now I can't make bail. Since it was your advice that I took, would you contribute to a GoFundMe site I set up so I can post bond and get out of jail? Please help. Signed, In the Pokey. Dear, In the Pokey. I'm afraid you must have me confused with another advice columnist. There is no way I would have suggested that you throw rocks at a dog or kick it to stop it from barking. I mean, for God's sakes, even a fool knows the best way to stop a neighbor's dog from incessant barking is to heave several hand-packed balls of ground meat, stuffed with rat poison, over their fence. Then deny. You do not appear to be very bright. Yours truly, dear Crabby.
We'll end tonight's broadcast with a reminder that as Election Day draws near, it's your civic duty to get out and vote. That is, unless you plan to vote for Kamala Harris. If that's the case, you should stay home and watch TV.
Excuse me, Wes. That's not how we agreed to end the broadcast. How would you like it if I urged our viewers to vote for Kamala, which is exactly what I think they should do? Trump is an existential threat to democracy, don't you know?
If Kamala's elected, we'll all be speaking Hezbollah.
Wes, that's not even a language.
I'm Wes Ward, and I make the news.
And I'm Ernestine King. Thank you for watching this edition of the Saturday Evening Boom.